Hello everyone, Gabriel here from Portugal Unplugged, and today we're gonna talk about a nice topic. But before everything, so let's see if Lionel is already able to join us. So today, unfortunately, Sergio can't join us. He's still on the road. He's driving back from Lisbon to Porto. In the meantime, let's see if Lionel will join us. Okay, here we go. Hello, Mary Medeiros, my dear guest. We had such a nice tour. Okay, is about to join us. Here I am in Albufeira in the Algarve. Hello, Eric. Good evening. And now we have Lionel.
Hello, good evening, everybody.
Lionel from the Lisbon area. Well, you covered the whole country, but
Well,
more
just
specific from Lisbon.
yes, just arrived back home, driving from Porto. So,
Yes,
well,
we've been. Well, this is good. You know, if sometimes we struggle to get together, not this, to run the tour, it means we are very busy. Oh, I did something here.
You
Let me see if I
flip the
can.
camera, I think. There we go.
Yes.
Now,
I was try. Yeah. Okay. So here we go. That's it. So Eric, good evening, my man. If you have any questions, please be our guest. Join the conversation. We want you to join us. So,
good
Lionel.
evening. Good evening, Eric. We're waiting for you over here for another of your cycling tours.
Exactly. Okay, good evening, everyone. And okay, like I said, so today we don't have Sergey with us, but we're gonna have a nice chat anyway, because both, whether you speak with Gabriel or Lionel, we can speak for hours in a row without saying something important. But today we're gonna try to be a bit more specific. So today I was just thinking, I was about to finish a tour and I was just thinking about the topic, and then I asked Lionel, what you think about talking about being specific? Because I mean, we navigate through the Facebook groups and we get tons of emails, messages, and so many times this keep happening, and for sure this will keep happening. Kind of, the emails or the messages or posts, they are not specific at all. I mean, sometimes it looks like I don't know if people they think other people they are kind of I don't know, wizards or something. But I mean, of course, sometimes if we're not specific, we can just opening the door for someone to lead us to something which is not suitable for us. I mean, when someone asks, like I saw today, what is the best? Today I read this in a group. Where's the best place? Albufeira or Lagos? Oh, okay, so here we go again. So we have hundreds of thousands of people who are gonna start saying, Lagos is better, Albufeira is better. But for what exactly? So the people who asked this, they were not specific. I mean, what is the best place? It's the mountain or it's the ocean? I mean, for what? And unfortunately, we keep seeing this popping up. I saw another one today in, I don't know, some group, and it was something like this. We are a group of six. We have 4 kids, 6, 8, 10, 16, whatever. Where is the best place to stay in Portugal? No, they didn't ask this. They just asked about recommendations. We're going to visit Portugal. We want to have some recommendations. They even told us about, I mean, where they're going to stay. We don't know. Madeira? Will they stay in Madeira, in the Azores? What do they like? I don't know. Beach, mountain, what kind of food, what kind of activities. So they have lots of kids. What we supposed to say? I mean, so if people they are not specific, what they can expect is to get no answers at all, That's what happens many times. Or they're going to get random questions, random answers. I mean, for instance, I live in Albufeira, I have a business, and then I'm going to tell you, no, just stay in Albufeira. For what? Maybe you don't like the beach. Maybe this is not what you are looking for. So, I mean, Lionel and everyone who is listening, I think it's very important. This is really very important in everything in life. We have to verbalize and we have to be specific about what we like the most, what we have to avoid, what we don't like. If we have any kind of restrictions, like for instance, today I was guiding two lovely couples, and one of the guys, he had a bacia, the hip bacia.
Yeah, yeah.
He got a hip replacement, so he was not able to walk that much. So I adjusted the tour. But imagine if you have any kind of restriction and if you don't help people, you're going to start hearing lots of recommendations that make no sense to you. What if I tell you, oh, just go for the 7 hanging valleys? And then, oh, but sorry, I can't walk. So the more specific you are, the less you avoid this kind of time wasting, because then not everyone has lots of time to, I don't know, to spend 1 hour to talk with you, to build a rapport. So this is very important. Of course, when you go to a professional travel agent or something, maybe then, of course, they are ready, like me or Lionel, we are ready to make the right questions. But you can't expect this in just a random Facebook group. Of course, some people, they are there and they are eager to help, so they make the right questions. But even in a matter of respect, we should be more specific. Because if I tell you, I'm going to visit the US, where's the good place for me? And if I tell you nothing else, what are you going to think? Who the hell is this guy? I'm not your daddy, right? I'm not your daddy. I mean, just tell us about what you like most. So I don't know, Lionel, what do you think about this? For sure, you agree with me, and for sure you have lots of stories, emails, and then how can I help these people if they don't tell us what they want, what they don't want? Huh?
Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody that I've been seeing that is watching. Our buddy Eddie, Antonio Conde, nice to see you here, and a few others. Feel free to ask your questions, and of course, to add, any ideas you have about this. About being specific, first, there's one thing, as a tour guide and a travel planner. I feel that people sometimes end up just like creating a post, a text, whatever, and they shoot that like and copy paste to like 10 different people, okay? And they sometimes don't even compare what's being offered or whatever, but the questions can be so generic and so random that we feel that that is just like someone shopping around to see what gets through. And of course, without providing deeper insights, you will have people that will show you something that has nothing to do with what it's the expectation, or then they expect from our side to have all of these questions being put in place, being made, but this ends up being, as you know, and as you do quite often, consultant job. Okay, so this is consultancy that we end up doing, and every person is different, and there is no one size fits all. And even on the same tour, and I can tell you this, I could run the exact same tour 3 or 4 times a week with the same preset itinerary, and the outcome will be totally different depending on the people. Okay, and I can have this preset itinerary, but when I get people into the car, into the van, I easily understand that those people are more like sightseeing, more into history. They have walking restrictions, they have food restrictions and such. And I try to adapt what's possible on the fly, but the tour is already booked. So now let's make this a reverse exercise. Okay. people end up buying booking experiences because someone told them you should do this, or you should go there, or you should see that. Like you already said, people are being told you should visit Portugal, but they don't have a clue about Portugal. So they come and ask, oh, we're going to visit Portugal. Where's the best place, or what should we do? Okay. My personal advice when people are inquiring on tour guides, tour companies, tour operators, or tour consultants, travel agents whatsoever, create a list of likes and dislikes. Okay, because a lot of people don't like this type of food, that type of food, don't like crowds, don't want a place that is too hilly, don't want a place that has this or that. But we end up having a harder time on the day on the tour to adapt this kind of requests, and sometimes there's not much that we can do. Imagine this: I already bought the tickets to see this or that monument, okay, because in my case I visit many places that I include the tickets, otherwise on the day you might not get the ticket itself. And then you end up having some kind of frustration, okay, because you committed into something. From the information you got, you proposed something that was accepted, and unfortunately I see a lot of people that even receiving a detailed proposal, they just read it diagonally. They don't assess what they are booking or what they are buying. And then during the day of the tour, the expectation is not met, or what they were really imagining was not fulfilled. So I prefer to spend some time, of course, replying to questions beforehand. But of course, if people don't give me enough information, I'm going to be very generic as well. Okay, because I cannot really guess what goes in people's mind. And then there's another thing. One of the most common requests, or one of the most common, I would say, things that people ask for on travel groups, I would say, and we both of us, we are part of several. We want non-touristy places. We want authentic things. We want to learn from the travelers, and please, no tour guides. Well, sorry to say, the majority of the replies that people are going to end up getting are just from people that ended up following a list, or that ended up just visiting the most popular spots because they didn't know about this very unique hidden gems, like like I know, and like many others do know. Okay, so what's the point of asking questions of a certain place and kind of discarding the local knowledge? I think, or I feel that sometimes that goes a bit into some disrespect for the locals, or some disrespect for the local knowledge, or for the locals that, of course, are trying to help. And I recently had a quite intensive argument here and there, that we just want people to have a nice time, a nice experience, a nice vacation. Okay, when we recommend this or that, it's on the best will to help people to have a nice experience. Like today I told my guests, okay, we didn't discuss lunch, okay, but there is this little place that is right on the way. If we go early for lunch, it will be particularly quiet, and it will be a nice meal. And they told us as soon as they entered the place, this is the place we look, we search for. This is the kind of places that we want to go for meals. Okay, so that doesn't come on the lists, and I reserve to myself the right to not to disclose where is that place, because I want to keep it a little bit as a hidden gem and as a special spot. So when we feel that people are too generic, or they want to just ask a lot of information, but they really don't feel that the locals are helpful, well, sorry, we get too much, okay? But because I keep with this, and I say this a lot, there's plenty of articles spread out online with the 10 things you cannot miss in Lisbon or whatsoever. I can easily tell that at least 5 or 6 I will just, well, take it right away from that list, because
Yeah.
it's like tourist trap number 1, tourist trap number 2,
Yeah.
and so on. And as a guy
From
that
28 and yeah.
exactly,
From
as a guy who defends authenticity, I cannot understand the hype about certain things. But well, that is another story. So
but now,
yes, my
Lionel,
point my point is, while asking questions, please do a list of likes and dislikes.
yeah.
That is a great starting point. And also try to be, well, a little bit more uh, um, well, friendly on the approach, okay? Because I see a lot of people that they just send you the question, shooting the question, and they even don't say hello, how are you, okay?
Oh
um,
yes,
we are
yes,
not
yes,
we are
yes, yes.
not like automated
We used to
bots
say,
here, okay?
being polite is priceless. You don't have to pay to be polite. Sometimes hi or good morning or whatever. I mean,
The
this gonna keep happening, Lionel. Make no mistake. This gonna keep.
not yes, unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay, Lionel, allow me now because I don't want to miss this point. Now I'm gonna make the devil's advocate. I mean, I totally understand you because I'm a tour guide and I run private tours. But I can't even understand the misconceptions that some people they have towards tour guides. Why? Because there are different niches of tour guides. You know, a private tour guide that tailor a tour off the beaten path or authentic, it's totally different from a tour guide who are running a standard tour for a big company. These guys, they don't care. I mean, they are doing a good job, but they don't have the same feeling. They are just taking people to point A, B, C, D. And sometimes travelers, like I hired private guides in the past, and I hired groups, and it's totally different. And sometimes maybe they had some bad experiences. Maybe sometimes they asked something to a guide like this, and the guide it was, I don't know, maybe it was not that friendly or something, or said something it didn't match the expectations. So I can understand a bit why some people okay, we don't need tour guides. I mean, no one needs tour guides, but there are different kind of tour guides. When we go to a place like Portugal and we want to go off the beaten path, we really want to know about the hidden gems. We really want the best for us. It's a good idea to talk with someone who is able to make you the questions to build a rapport. So when I started this live, I said, be more specific. I mean, when I say this is a friendly advice, because when you talk with the guys like me or Lionel, if you don't be very specific, we automatically we start helping you because we're gonna make the right questions, and then it happens so many times. Hi, thank you very much for reaching out to me, but please, can you tell me when you're gonna visit? When it's really important. Visiting Lagos or
How many
Albufeira in
people?
August? How many people are you? Do you have any kind of restrictions? I'm not going to ask the age, but do you have any kind of mobility issues?
Mm-hmm.
Like today. I mean, so we are talking some things here. Maybe they are not so popular, but we are actually trying to help people. I mean, today I had these people with some mobility issues, so I just adjusted. You know what I did in Lagos? For those who know Lagos, it's not very hilly, but actually from the riverside you can walk towards the eastern part to the wall in the eastern part. So it's slightly steep. So what I've done, okay, so we went to visit Ponte de Piedade, we walked there a bit, then I noticed Bobby was not able to walk so well. Then okay, in my mind, I tried to figure out now how I'm gonna do this. And then I told him, okay, so we're gonna walk less, I'm gonna take you to some nice spots, we're not gonna skip the highlights, but I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna drive around town, I'm gonna park at the highest point of the town, and then we're gonna walk downhill. So we covered the greenhouse, the Don Sebastian statue. We went through the main street. We went to visit the historical square, the statue of King Harry, the Slaves Market Museum, and then we finish around the fort of San Gonçalo, the doors of the castle, the gates of the castle, and then there's a BP there, a gas station. And then I said, now while I'm gonna get the van, you don't have to walk back. You're gonna stroll around here. So Lisa went to some shopping, so they were happy. So I adjusted. So what I want to say with this, we are here to help people, but on Facebook, random people trying to help, they don't have these these skills. I mean, some people they have, so they ask, but I mean, I'm very interested in selling my business, so I'm going to help you. But random people, they don't care. If you are not specific, they're not going to even answer it. So they will not help you. So when we say be specific, it's to help you yourself. It's really important to be specific. I go in a group and I need something from Portugal, some tips and suggestions. If you are not specific, you're going to get random tips, and you're going to get some, because make no mistake, not everyone, I mean, we run a business, we want to sell something, we want to do a business, but we want to provide you the best experience. We are not here just to sell something. I mean, there are different kinds of salesperson, there are different kinds of tour guides, there are different kinds of professional in all range of professions in the world. So we try to help you, and sometimes it's funny because we are so blunt, we are so honest that people, they don't like when we are very, this bluntness, it's too much for some people. I mean, okay, so we don't have to accept everything, but what we do here, that's why we run this lives too, it's trying to help people. So this is what I do too. And for sure, most people, they understand this. So being specific, it's not mandatory. It's something natural. We have to be specific. I always tell my daughter, if you want something, you need to verbalize. You need to say what you want. I mean, when I was a kid, I was kind of an inquisitive kid. Even today, I'm a salesman, I'm a tour guide. I make lots of questions because it's the only way to know things. And if I want to go to a place and I want something, even before they ask me, I'm already sharing what I want. I want this, this, and that. This is what I like. I don't like this. So the more I help people, the better they can provide me services, products, whatever. I go to buy some trousers or whatever, some jeans, and then I need to be, very elastic, very extendable, because I don't like to feel stuck. So when I go to look for something, before the person trying to sell some jeans, I already tell her, I want something like this because I need to move my legs. So we have to be very, very specific. I mean, so, well, I can see we have some questions here, so let's take a look here. I don't know if you already read some questions here.
Yeah, well, one of them was interesting. About the expo in Lisbon. Well, unfortunately, I don't think that we're gonna have in the near future something from that size. Okay, for
It was amazing,
a lot of people
amazing.
who don't know, we ended up having a totally new neighborhood of the city being built after the Expo 98. And it's the Nations Park with the ups and downs. And I agree that, could be a little bit, better kept here and there. But with all the ups and downs, it's a great area of the city to explore, to walk around, to do a promenade for families with kids. It's a great place to go.
Flat.
And in fact, most people visiting Lisbon end up missing the Nations Park, where we had the Expo 98 exhibit. So this is another thing. If people would tell us, oh, we would love to have a place where, imagine, we like to do, a little bit of a jog in the morning. We want to have, some spots to, walk around with the kids, a quiet area without too many people, so too crowded, or very important, an area that is mainly flat. Okay. I know it's a modern area of the city, but it doesn't mean that it's to disregard or to discard totally as the place to go. The Oceanarium, it's winning a lot of prizes internationally. Then you have some exhibition pavilions nearby. And so on, and of course, then you also end up adding, well, for people that like shopping, the mall and such. But yes, it's a great place to visit in Lisbon with people with different profiles that might like that. In the other hand, I see a lot of people asking questions about popular spots in Lisbon, but they don't assess the hills, the stairs, the steepness of the streets, no car access. And that is something very, very important that people need to assess. I continuously see people dragging luggage up and down the cobblestone streets,
Oh,
struggling. Okay, but if you book a B&B, whatever, that looks pretty cool. Well, go to Google Maps and look at the street view. How is the street? Ask, is it possible to pick up or drop off luggage on that place? Those kind of things. Okay, so it ends up happening to me once in a while that people book well, a tour, whatever, or a transfer tour that I've been doing quite often. And then I need to tell them, sorry, I cannot pick you up because
yeah.
you chose a location that is restricted. My van can't go there. I cannot pick you up. It's not my fault. Okay. Before, well, um, people deciding to book something, they need to understand what might be the limitations of the place. And
Oh,
that's why
yes, yeah.
very often when I get people requesting me this or that kind of service, I ask, where will be your hotel? Where will be your accommodation? And sometimes I feel that people misunderstand why I'm asking that. I just want to assess if it's possible or not to do a quality job, if it's possible or
Yeah.
not to provide a good service. Because if it isn't possible to provide a good service, I will be the first one to say, sorry, you are
Yeah.
right in the middle of the construction site. Sorry, you are right in the middle of, a place where I cannot stop. And then, well, I can't do miracles because it wasn't me who chose that accommodation. Okay, so even if people come and ask which is the best place or which in your mind it's the best place for us to stay because we have this or that issue, I need to tell them, well, avoid this or avoid that because of this, because of that. Okay, and luggage. It's one of the issues. I've been playing luggage Tetris for a while, um, and sometimes it's impossible. So you end up having people dragging the luggage up and down. One of the main examples of that, by example, not in Lisbon, it's Óbidos. Okay, every time I go to Óbidos, I see people struggling with luggage back and forth.
Yeah.
Well, is it so cool to stay in Óbidos right in the town center? It might be, but well, if you have heavy luggage, you're gonna struggle with it. So sometimes these questions they matter, they are important, and we just try to do our best to help. But without information provided, we can't do much. So yes, well, the be specific subject it's very very important, and the more information people provide us, the better we can advise, the better we can
Yeah.
recommend.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to tell something that I say constantly, and I say this very, very often. If you ask for some kind of experience, some kind of tour of whatever, and you are being recommended to a place that you never heard about, it's probably because the tour guide wants you to have a great experience instead of just having the same old same that everybody
Yeah.
has. Okay, speaking about monuments, speaking about towns, speaking about restaurants. If we speaking about wineries, okay, um, if we recommend a place that probably doesn't come on those like 10 things you can't miss, or
Yeah.
the name doesn't pop out every day on a travel group, it's because we are probably recommending something special. So feel honored, feel special as well, because someone is sharing um, its knowledge, its hidden gem, it's a special place. well, we try to provide well the best experience. So we just want to help, but if people don't help us, we can't do much. Okay, so
Well,
just my 2 cents about it.
yeah, you said it all because in the end, we really want to help people. We don't disguise. We are not faking. We are not saying, of course, we are running businesses, but as a person, we like to help people. I mean, I can sell tourist traps very easy. The
Oh yeah.
popular spot, I can pick up 10 things to do in Lagos, and then I'm going to take people to those places. But here's the thing, I know more. Yesterday, I saw in a group, we love the Algarve travel group, and someone was asking, they are staying in Albufeira, we want to see something a bit of the touristy areas. And then someone came out, it's very hard to find hidden gems. They are no longer hidden gems. And then I went there and then I said, there are hidden gems, but many people, they don't know about them. So they don't talk about them because they don't know them. But some people, they know. I know hidden gems right here in Albufeira and right in the coast. So this is very important. It's funny because some people sometimes they don't rely so much on local tour guides because they think we are trying to rip off people. We are just trying to make money. But what we want is to provide a good memory, memorable experiences. But this is the world we live. It's sometimes it's much easier to follow a influencer that lives in, I don't know, in Alaska or in New Zealand than someone local from
Okay.
Sintra or from the Algarve or from Douro Valley. This is gonna keep happening, but we don't speak for the whole people. We speak for a niche. We know, I know you agree with me. We try to help a niche of people. There are a niche of people who really understand all these dynamics when they travel, and they don't skip travel agents or local people just because they think locals, they are trying here to make money, which is true. And actually, when we are visitors, so if we help local people, I think we are doing something good too. But anyway, we try to help. Sometimes we touch in these very unpopular sometimes topics, because no one wants to hear, oh, you are telling me I'm not specific. I mean, so we have to say this because this keep happening. So we are just trying to warn people, to help people.
You know, I usually say this, and sometimes people, well, might not understand in a certain way. And I know we are pretty much, well, going over our half an hour time.
Oh,
I usually say this: at the end of a tour day, it's not only the guests that need to be happy. Okay, I need to be happy with what I'm doing. Otherwise, what's the point of doing this? Am I going to give you an example that happened to me very recently? Okay, someone that wanted to book a tour with me, and I'm going to share this publicly without any issue. Someone that wanted to book a tour with me, okay, came up saying, but there's someone else that, well, offered me a different price. Okay, perfect. Please go on. If people don't understand the value that I'm adding, if it's just a number, okay, well, please go on. Choose the other option.
yeah.
And then the person came back to me and wanted to tell, no, but I want to go with you, and I'll pay the extra difference. And I just needed to tell, sorry, but no, because I will no longer be happy doing that tour with you, knowing that you just came after all the help I provided you, okay, to just try to squeeze me with I wouldn't call it ridiculous amount, but it was just
People, they
because
are trying to
try to
pay
make the move.
less or something.
Uh,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
uh, when people don't understand the difference or don't understand the value that we are adding, and we are just a number, sorry, I will not be happy doing that tour. So it will be one of those days that I won't enjoy my work. So sorry, I'm not going to do it. And
I'm not gonna say that in public, but I agree with you 100%.
yeah, well, but this is what it is, okay?
Yeah, it
And
is. Yeah, right. Yeah.
we do do this because we like doing this. Otherwise, what's the point? Okay. So, because, well, I'm going to tell you, I drove over 700 kilometers today, came like, well, flying back home to be here doing Facebook Live. Our fellow
Yes.
Sergio, he's still on the road, okay?
And
So,
we don't charge for this. We like to share
yeah,
these insights,
but
suggestions. Sometimes maybe we say something dumb, but at least we are trying
yeah,
to
but
help people.
we work hard for this,
Yeah,
and only with well a high level of passion about what we do, we commit with this.
yeah,
Otherwise,
yeah,
we just get a 9 to 5 doing something, or just go to those same old same day tours, and that was it. So,
yeah.
well, this is something that
This is not,
sometimes
but
it's
this is not who we are. So we like to do, we
yeah,
like to provide
I know.
more. Yeah.
But
Well,
this is what drives us. So and
see,
those people who understand it, well, we give not 100 but 200%. So
yeah,
that's what we want to do. Well,
exactly.
we
Well,
could be talking here for
seven
hours,
minutes gone. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
don't
could
notice. We
be
start
talking
talking
here for
about this.
hours.
Like you said, it's about passion. So we become excited and we don't feel time
The
passing
time
by.
flying.
It happens the same. It happens the same. Like today, I ran a wonderful tour. So when the tour ends, I was kind of a Jesus Christ. Time flew by. This is a good feeling. So guys, I hope you like this. I hope you like it. What we were talking here. Just bring your questions about being specific, being more accurate, and we all can do better as a travelers and as tour guides too. Well, and in the end, if we become happy, that's what matters. So, good evening, everyone.
Hey,
Lionel, thank you
thank
very much
you.
for
Good
joining us,
evening,
and
and we'll see you next week.
we'll be back next Monday, hopefully with Sergio again, because we missed Sergio. The guy knows a lot, not only about the Douro Valley, but in general. So we'll be back here. So have a great week ahead. Okay? Bye bye. See you
Thank you
next
very
Monday.
much. Bye bye.